ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். நம்ம எல்லோரும் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜிக்கு நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி குண்டலினி உயர்த்தி மந்தன் போட்டுக்கொள்வோம். சந்தோஷ சித்தத்தோடு சின்ன குழந்தையோட நிலையில் தியானத்துக்கு உட்காருவோம். மிகவும் அன்போட ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை பார்த்து தெய்வீக அன்பை நம்மளால உள்வாங்கிக்க முடியறதான். 2 உள்ளங்கையும் தலையில் கவனத்தை வைத்து பார்ப்போம். வலது கை ஹிருதயத்தில் வைப்போம். கண்கள் திறந்தே இருக்கட்டும். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி திருவடியை பார்த்து முழு மரியாதையோடு ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி நம்மளுடைய ஹிருதயத்தில் அழைப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தில் வாருங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எங்களுடைய ஹிருதய கமலத்தில் அமர்ந்து இன்றைய தியானத்துக்கு அனுமதியை தந்து வழி நடத்துங்கள் தாயே. வலது கை மடிக்கே கொண்டு வருவோம். மெதுவாக கண்கள் மூடி இந்த அழைப்புக்கு அப்புறம் நம்மளுடைய நுண்ணுதல்கள் நிலையை கவனிப்போம். மெதுவாக त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। गणेश मंत्र। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। மெதுவாக இரண்டு உள்ளங்கையும் பூமி தாய் மீது வைப்போம். மனதார கேட்போம். ஸ்ரீ பூமி மாதா, தயவு செய்து எங்களை பாதிக்கிற எல்லா விதமான எதிர்மறை சக்திகளையும் தாங்களுக்குள் எடுத்துக்கொள்ளுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாட்சாத் ஸ்ரீ பூமி மாதா. எங்களுக்கு பொறுமையும் சகிப்புத்தன்மையும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ ஆதி பூமி மாதா மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदि भूमि माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। இடா நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துவோம். இடது கை மடி மீது, வலது கை பூமி தாய் மீது இருக்கட்டும். முழு கவனம் இடா நாடி. கவனம் இரண்டு உள்ளங்கையும் உச்சம் தலையில் வைத்து மனதார கூறுவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய இடா நாடியை பாதிக்கிற தமோ குணத்தோடு எல்லா விதமான எதிர்மறை சக்திகளையும் பூமி மார்க்கமாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய இடா நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்தி ஸ்ரீ மகாகாளி மற்றும் ஸ்ரீ பைரவரோட எல்லா குணங்களும் சக்திகளையும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. தூய விருப்பத்தை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. பிங்கள நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துவோம். வலது கை மடி மீது, இடது கை ஆகாயத்தை நோக்கி வைப்போம். முழு கவனம் பிங்கள நாடி. கவனம் இரண்டு உள்ளங்கையும் உச்சந்தலையில் வைத்து மனதார கேட்போம். மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய பிங்கள நாடியை பாதிக்கிற ரஜோ குணத்தோட எல்லா விதமான எதிர்மறை சக்திகளையும் ஆகாய மார்க்கமாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய பிங்கள நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்தி ஸ்ரீ மகா சரஸ்வதி மற்றும் ஸ்ரீ ஹனுமானோட எல்லா குணங்களும் சக்திகளையும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுக்கு தூய காரிய சக்தியை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. இடது கை மடிக்கி கொண்டு வருவோம். இரண்டு உள்ளங்கை மடி மீது ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை நோக்கி வைத்து முழு கவனம் நடு நாடி. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய சுஷும்னா நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய ஆன்மீக முன்னேற்றத்துக்கு தடையாக இருக்கிற எல்லா விஷயங்களையும் பஞ்ச மகாபூத தத்துவ வழியாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுக்கு சமநிலையும் தன்னருளுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய கவனம் கடந்த காலத்திலேயோ பிற்காலத்திலேயோ இல்லாமல் நிகழ்காலத்தில் நிலை நிறுத்துங்கள் தாயே. ஆன்மீகத்தில் முன்னேற தூய ஞான சக்தியை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மகாலட்சுமி மற்றும் ஸ்ரீ கணேசரோட எல்லா குணங்களும் சக்திகளையும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் மூலாதார சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் ஸ்ரீ கணேச தத்துவத்தை நிலைநிறுத்துங்கள் தாயே. செயல்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுக்கு விவேகமும் பணிவும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. தூய குழந்தை உள்ளத்தை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய சிந்தனை பேச்சு செயல் எப்பொழுதும் நிர்மலமாக இருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, நாங்கள் எங்களுடைய மனம், புத்தி, சரீரம், அகங்காரம் எல்லாவற்றையும் தாங்களுடைய திருவடியில் சமர்ப்பிக்கிறோம். எங்களுடைய சரணாகதியை ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளுங்கள் தாயே. எல்லா மங்களமும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. गणेश अथर्वशीर से पूर्व ओम नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं हृदं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं मामवक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चातात अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरातात अवदक्षिणातात अवचोद्वातात अवाधरातात सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तसिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो निलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरों गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वार परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं प्रकार पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वार शान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपम् नाद संधानं संहिता संधिः सैषा गणेश विद्या गणकऋषिः निःश्रुत गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशाङ्कुशधारिणं रदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्टयार्धौ प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो रात्रपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் மூலாதாரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். குண்டலினி மாதாவை வணங்கி ஸ்ரீ குண்டலினி கௌரி மாதா மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் பவசாகரத்தை சுற்றி வருவோம். மன்னதாரை பிரார்த்திப்போம். மாதாஜி தாங்களே எங்களுடைய மாதா பிதா குரு தெய்வம். தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் குரு தத்துவத்தை நிலை நிறுத்துங்கள் தாயே. சுய உலகத்தோடு சுய பரிசோதனை செய்து எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள குறைபாடுகளை தெரிந்து சுயமாக திருத்திக் கொள்ள ஞானமும் சக்தியும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் ஆக்யா சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி தாங்களே சாட்சாத் ஸ்ரீ ஆக்யா சக்கர சுவாமினி. எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள அகங்காரம் மமகாரம் மமத்துவம் சுய கட்டுப்பாட்டுகள் தாங்களுடைய திருவடியில் சமர்ப்பிக்கிறோம். எங்களுக்கு மன்னிக்கும் சுபாவமும் தியாக மனப்பான்மையும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் சகசிராரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ சஹஸ்ரார சுவாமினி. சிவசக்தி ரூபிணி ஜெகத் ஜனனி கல்யாணி பரமானந்த தாயினி. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய சஹஸ்ராரத்தில் சிவசக்தி ரூபிணியாக அமருங்கள் தாயே. தாங்களுடைய திருக்கமல பாதத்திலேந்து வர அன்பு சக்தியோட உணர்வை மேம்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. சிந்தனையற்ற நிலைக்கு கொண்டு செல்லுங்கள் தாயே. விஸ்வநாத அஷ்டகத்தை கூறி தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். गंगातरंग रमणीय जटाकलापम गौरी निरंतर विभूषित वामभागम नारायण प्रिय मनंग मदापहारम वाराणसी पुरपतिम भज विश्वनाथम वाचामगोचरमनेक गुणस्वरूपम वागीश विष्णुसुरसेवित पादपीठम वामेन विग्रहवरेण कलत्रवन्तं वाराणसीपुरपतिं भज विश्वनाथं भूतादिपं भुजगभूषणभूषिताङ्गं व्याघ्राजिनाम्बरधरं जटिलं त्रिनेत्रं पाशाङ्कुशाभयवरप्रदशूलपाणिं वाराणसीपुरपतिं भज विश्वनाथम् सीतां सुशोभित किरीट विराजमानं बालेक्षनानल विशोषित पञ्चबाणं नागादिपारचित भासुर कर्मपूरं वाराणसीपुरपतिं भज विश्वनाथं पञ्चाननं दुरितमत्तमतङ्गजानां नागान्तकं धनुज पुङ्गव पन्नगानां दावानलं मरणशोकजराटवीनां वाराणसीपुरपतिं भज विश्वनाथं तेजोमयं सगुणनिर्गुणमद्वितीयम् आनन्दकन्दमपराजितमप्रमेयं नागान्तकं सकलनिष्कलमात्मरूपं वाराणसीपुरपतिं भज विश्वनाथम् रागादिदोषरहितं स्वजनानुरागं वैराग्यशान्तिनिलयं गिरिजासहायं माधुर्यधैर्यसुभगं गलनाभिरामं वाराणसीपुरपतिं भज विश्वनाथम् आशां विहाय परिहत्य परत्यनिन्द्या पापे रतिं च सुनिवार्य मनस्तमाधो आदाय हृत्कमलमध्यगतं परेशं वाराणसीपुरपतिं भज विश्वनाथं साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। இதே தியான நிலையில் ஸ்ரீமாதாஜி சொற்பொழிவை கேட்டு உள்வாங்கிப்போம்.
ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. அன்னையின் சொற்பொழிவு நேற்று தொடர்ச்சி.
Just think of it. In the mud, in the filth, where the horrible smell is coming out, the lotus is born. And the one lotus gives the fragrance, the beautiful fragrance to the whole atmosphere and kills all that filth and everything and covers the whole pond with its big, big leaves so that it looks a beautiful pond. That's what is the lotus for. But this lotus is a pink lotus, means pink, is the sign of love. Pink is the sign of love. So such a person has to have tremendous love and that softness of the lotus. Now the inside of the lotus is very soft and nice. And I don't know what you call that, the black bee, a very big one, which has got horrible, the black bee is like that, which has got angular legs and things like that. Horrible, you cannot touch it. That one can find its place in the lotus. When it goes to the lotus opens its petals and takes it inside and makes it sleep on the corona that it has, very soft one on the bed, and covers it nicely and gives it a nice, swinging feeling that it feels it is in the lap of the mother and it sleeps off. Even such an animal, it gives a place to live. Now the man who is a Lakshmipati, the one who is blessed with Lakshmi, has to have a temperament like that. Anybody who comes to his house, anyone, should be very readily accepted. I have seen people like that. I have seen in my lifetime. Should be accepted, and they should be very gratified to have such people in the house and should feel that, oh God, what a blessing it is that we have a guest in the house. But in modern times, we find out devices and methods how to avoid guests. Guests are equal to pests. I was in London. We were living on Surrey Hills and we had bungalows, separate bungalows, quite good bungalows, I should say. There were 7 bungalows. And poor husbands were taken to task for mowing the lawns and everything, and the wife used to tell them, now come along, do it properly. And the polishing of the brass, whatever was there, and everything was done very well. But I didn't see even a rat enter those houses. Even a rat. I mean, leave alone human beings. Nothing entered those houses, only these 2 persons used to come out and go in. And I don't know, they might be having some yearly, some sort of a get-together maybe. But nobody would. While my house was naturally, I am like this, so it was open all the time. People would come in and go out and this and that, and I was just enjoying their company. And one day they asked me, what's the matter in your house? All the time people are coming and going. I used to wonder, what is it going on inside? I said, nothing, just they come, have tea and go. That's all, just some talk together, some rapport of love. But what is this? All the doors are closed. That way I must say, Sydney people are very open-hearted. And they like to be together. There is a togetherness in them. But with all this, if you cannot have togetherness to enjoy your wealth with others, then what's the use of all the wealth? If you have wealth, you'll go for horse racing. That's also your own enjoyment. If you have wealth, you will do something else which is so individualistic. You cannot enjoy your wealth unless and until you share it. As I told you the other day, that I am a capitalist in the sense I have all the powers within myself. But I cannot live without sharing it, so I am the greatest communist because I just cannot enjoy it. That's why I had to come all the way to Australia. And today my husband was so insistent that I should come back. No? I said, no, I have to meet all the Australians still, and then I'll come. So unless and until you share this love after realization, you do not enjoy. All isms drop out because you become combination of both extremes and you just start enjoying yourself. Now this lotus is in the hand, and another hand that the goddess has is like this. She has 4 hands and one hand like this. Now this hand that is like this means, with this we must give, we must give, we must be generous. Miserly people cannot be the blessed ones. They cannot. Miserly rich is the horridest thing that you could think of. I mean, if you see a miserly person, I don't know, I get a headache with a man like that. You see, who goes on counting each and every pie and measuring everything. You see miserly, horrible things. And ultimately when they die, their children take out all their money and just spend it over. Miserly people have another way of getting their money looted. For example, a thief might come in. If not thief, then their children will become very wayward, or something will happen. They will get sick and they'll have hand broken and feet broken or something, and they will have to spend money. So the miserly people are such a nuisance to the society. They give nothing to the society. They are there for themselves, and they're just malignant personality. The people who gave, not, of course, I don't believe in giving into somebody freely, because that also can spoil people. If you give something to someone very freely, they can be completely spoiled and they would not know how to use that money. This is the trouble with human beings, is that they cannot bear anything. If you give them money, either they become miserly or they become wayward. If you give them power, either they become dictatorial or they become destroyers. You cannot give anything to human beings without realization. Anything they get extreme, they become mad. That's one word can explain it. Now, Krishna has said, Yoga Kshema Mahamya. He has said, I give you yoga, that is union with God, self-realization, and then I look after your Kshema. And Kshema means your well-being. This well-being is brought forth with this Lakshmi, with one hand that is giving. The another is the protection. This hand which gives the other hand should not know. It should be so done so graciously. Today only I was telling the story to some people about my own father, who was a very generous man I've ever known. And he had a habit on a Sunday afternoon. He used to go, he used to call all the people and say that I have to give away lots of things. I have too many things in the house. He would take out all the blankets, sometimes all the utensils, and sometimes food, anything that he felt like he used to give away. So people would come and he would pass on, and his head was bent like that. And some people told him, what's the use? Some people are taking 3 blankets, some are taking 2 blankets. You don't even see what's happening. You are just giving away. Please at least raise your head. So he said, the problem is like this. Because I don't give, it's God who is giving. I'm just standing in between. And they all are saying that you are giving, thank you, thank you. So I feel very shy, first of all. And secondly, it is the lookout of God who is giving these things to see whether one gets 2 or 1. Why should I bother? I'm just standing in between. I'm not supposed to see who takes 2 or 1. Such generosity I've seen in my own lifetime. And I've seen the more generous years, the more generosity fluent our house. That like if you open this door, from the other side it starts flowing. But some people have 60 shirts, but still they'll go to the market and buy shirts. And they'll say, oh, I have a weakness for shirts. No, I don't understand this weakness of heaping up shirts after shirts. It is ridiculous, isn't it? Some of these things really are ridiculous. That I have a weakness for shoes. Now you go and see the shoes are from top to bottom, you can open a shoe shop. It's like that. What's the use of getting so many shoes? Because your foot has got the same size for years now. It's not going to change, even after realization. So there is no need to, if your shoes give way, is all right. But I too have the same problem. That my disciples know that they should give me a shoe. I don't know why. They give me a shoe all the time. I go there, they give me chappal or a shoe or something. I said, now too many, now what to do? They said, Mother, return it to us, we'll keep it for vibrations. I said, that's a good idea, because I have no place to keep all these shoes. I'm not a cobbler. I cannot do anything with it. So it is useless. Best thing is to give flowers so that I can again send them back to some ocean or to some river. So even in there, when we go on accumulating, and I must have this, you go to the shop, the people are like this watching. What is there to watch? You see, whatever you want to buy, you go in the shop, see what you like, you have it. But sort of, I must have this, I must have that. I have known a person who had 10 ironing boards and 20 iron in his house, all locked up. I said, for whom? So she said, maybe my children. I said, you have only one child. God has been very miserly about you. You have only one child. And now what are you going to do with these? You better throw them away. And with the electrical, appliances, they go off and all that. But she would not. She could not. She used to show everyone, see, now I've got it. Not antiques, only, they're all modern stuff, you see. And this is how the things go on accumulating, which has no value aesthetically or in any way. Actually, you should buy something only to give it to someone. That's the best way of enjoying it to the maximum, you see. And anybody likes it, they'll have it. You see, that's the best way. It's a great thing. I tell you, it's rather difficult for you people to understand, but I am one of them who does that very often. And my children and my husband are rather worried, God knows next time what she'll give away. But you'll be amazed, I have so many things despite all this. The whole time I'm thinking what to give to whom. Still, it's so many things in the house now that we have to take a bigger house. I don't know what to do with so many things. And I try to thrust things on the people, Baba, you take this, you have liked it. But they say, no, how can you give me? But really, that gives me such a pleasure. And one must learn how to do it. But I've seen human beings are different. For themselves, they'll buy diamonds, and for others, they'll buy artificial things. It's very common, They will buy they're wearing diamonds, and when it is come to giving to others, they'll give artificial. At least don't wear at that time the diamond. At least that much decency should be there. So, you see, when it comes to giving with your full heart, you just feel that love of giving. And you feel so happy, because you feel so big about yourself. Like an ocean that's giving so much of clouds, and again it is receiving these rivers into it, and again making it into clouds. A sort of a circle of beautiful conversion into beauty after beauty starts. It's so beautiful. And that's what we should try to become, a part of that circle, which is so beautiful and which is so joy-giving to yourself also. And this is what it is. And this hand is for ashraya, means for the protection. You must protect the people who are your subordinates, who are dependent on you, your children. Like, it's a very common thing to insult your children from their childhood. Why did you spoil that carpet? Why did you do that? You should not have said this. Why did you? This is a very wrong thing of discipline. Best discipline is to put dignity into children. You see, a good home in India is known by the way children are addressed in the family. Like in a good family, we address the children like sir, little bit like that. Means sir. We never address the children with indignity, and we put them on a dignified level. And it's a very nice thing. I'll tell you about my own granddaughter, that somebody was telling her one day that there's this boy, and why don't you marry him? I said, why do you want to talk about marriage? I'm not yet grown at all to think about marriage, and we have to be dignified about things. How can we think of marriage when we are not to think? And my grandmother will marry me, and I want to live a dignified person. A little girl of 7 years said this to this woman, who was very sort of pseudo-intellectual type, and she tried to tease my granddaughter. She said, this is not dignified. Just think of that. At the age of 7 years, they have their sense of dignity. If you tell them, you see, you need not tell them, don't spoil the carpet, but give them dignity. They will never spoil it. You'll be surprised. Because we all the time cut them short, they become so bad. They think we are good for nothing. We don't know what to do. All the time they're telling us like this. Or even if you have to tell them, tell about somebody else. Like that boy, he was absolutely useless. He didn't know what to do. He spoiled the whole carpet. I went to his house and slipped down. The child immediately gets the thing. But directly, all the time hitting the child. You see, it gives him a personality which does not hold anything substantial within. He might later on become a very arrogant person, taking a cue from his parents, and he may behave the same manner. But he would not be that dignity which just is silent and is expressing and manifesting. It should be a silent dignity which just manifests. And when people see such a person, it happens. People see and say, oh, what a man, what a dignity. You see, that's what. And they become sort of ideals for society. I think this correcting the children is not the way. It is not disciplining, but it is making them grow. What we have to give to our children is the joy, is the happiness of the family, is the complete security, a sense of complete security. And you will see you will never have teenage problem. Never have teenage problem. You'll be surprised. You put them anywhere. They'll be so dignified and so mature that people will be amazed. You won't have to tell them. Even small little children I've seen. If you keep your house very clean and also always look after it, children themselves will keep it clean. They would like to. Because children are really the budding beauties. When we cut them at the root. They expect so much from us, you see. They lose all their dignity. And I tell you, you try this with your children. Give them dignity. You will be amazed how they behave. We say they are spoiled. I've never seen children being spoiled when they are dignified. Like my own grandson is a realized soul, who's a very big person, and all his friends are above 25 years. See, he's just a 5 or 6 year old boy. And he doesn't like to wear any dress which has got funny faces and all that. He says, this is like a clown. I'm not a clown. I don't want to wear. I found it very difficult in Singapore to buy a pant for him which didn't have any funny faces, because all of them had Mickey Mouse, this, that. And I've seen my grandchildren also. Daughters that these dolls with the, you see, this ducky, what you call the duck sort of a face. You see. They said, what's wrong with these dolls? They should know how to put their lips. This is not good. I mean, you see, they themselves know that this is wrong. She's going to go into tantrums. That's what they say. This duck is going to go into tantrums. That's why she's behaving like this. Oh, like that. You see, their great grandmother, sometimes the way they do some things and the way they behave. But we must give them real love and joy and happiness. That's the thing we can give to our children. And you'll be amazed that this Australia is going to be blessed with children who are very great saints. Very, very great saints. I know that. And you have to look after them with dignity. Very great saints are going to be born in this country. So I have to request to you that forget your problems. Husband-wife problem is nothing. Look after your children. Give them dignity. Give them a nest where they could live. Forget, because I have seen, in England I have seen, even an 8-year-old woman behaves like a bride. I mean, she doesn't get over her feeling that she was a bride. Like one of the great expectations you must have read of Charles Dickens, where there was a bride who was sitting all the time thinking she was a bride. I see that picture even today. All the time they are in bridal mood. See, you are a mother, and you have to treat your children with that dignity and with that love that a mother should give. It is very difficult for some people to accept the position of a mother. They think, why women should be the mothers? I said, this is the greatest thing. Look at me. Look at me. This is the greatest thing to be the mother, to love everyone. That they depend on you for love and guidance, just for love. Such a great thing to feel, oh God, see how much I can give, how many cups I can fill. It's such a great feeling. I wish you would know what a mother is. And the motherhood you have to learn from your children and grandchildren and expand it to the whole universe. It's such a great thing a woman has. In the same way, the father has to do a lot of things about which I will tell you when we go to the other center. I think I've talked at length on the center because all the time what I find, these two centers are catching very much in Australia. So we have to talk about the things that are catching on this and this. And today I saw there 5, 6 children with their both the fingers saying, all realized children, with those fingers they were sucking. And they were showing me again sucking like that. So you can imagine how much it is. And otherwise this one. And this means that you have been going to some unauthorized personality. If you are going to some unauthorized personality, this thumb will be cut off. That's why children put their things in their mouths. And Freud has his own nonsensical theory. But actually, it is the center that is catching that these born realized children are showing. Now, for today, I may not be able to cover other centers so much, but later on, what is the date we are having the program now?
Next Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Next Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 3 days are there, out of which I will cover all these centers, and especially that of Christ I would like to speak. Because I met some people. When I went to America, I was telling the people there that you are to be born again. You have to be born again, and you must have your realization. So what I found, whatever lecture I gave, they were big, much bigger than these. You see, they had brought tape all my speeches. And the people who organized my program told me that, Mother, you better get it to patent and don't allow them to tape it. I said, why? They said, they will be publishing, these are all writers and this. I said, very good, let them write. But some of them started an organization called Born Again. Imagine. Now, if I said you have to be, then you start an organization that we are already self-certificated. You see, it's a thing one should understand. You are to be born again. Now, Christ has said that you will be born through me. It's a fact. Where is Christ? Is here. This is the gate. See the narrow gate. And your Kundalini has to pass through that. Now, in case it does not pass, you have to say Lord's Prayer. You have to take the name of Christ and you have to adore Him. Then only it passes through, shows that you have passed through Christ. To enter into the kingdom of God, which is the limbic area. So it's a fact. When He said you have to pass through me, He didn't mean that people who are self-certificated can say that, all right, this is Christ, this is Bible, this is Christ. As if Christ is somewhere lying there, you just have to turn a stone and you get Him there. Christ is here. How do you approach Him? It's only through the Kundalini awakening, and it passes through Christ. This is the door. Now say, you are all Christians, or maybe you are Jews, or whatever it is. But in India, for example, they have a very antagonistic feelings towards Christianity. Now, even a Hindu or a Muslim, if he denies, he says, all right, I don't believe in Christ. He has to. I have to tell him that, see, if you don't believe in Christ, I cannot give you realization. You have to ask for forgiveness, and you have to request Christ, then only this will pass. Now, there may be Jews or Christians, anytime, they have to know that all of them are here. For example, there was a doctor who came from Tehran to see me. He had cancer. And he came to see me, he had cancer of the stomach. So I told him that, do you believe that Muhammad Sahib was the same as the Tatreya or Nanaka? He said, no, I don't even believe when you say that he was Moses or Abraham. I said, he was Moses, Abraham. And they have very powerful personality. Unless and until you accept that he was Moses and Abraham, you are not going to get it. He said, I cannot say, because Jews and Muslims are like this. I said, they both are the same, they have very great personalities. You are just fighting for nothing at all. I know who is Moses and I know who is Abraham. But he would not accept. For 8 days, then his wife, she was wiser. She said, you better get it. You are not well, you'll die, better get it. Then they came. You see, this is what happens. They are just compelled. He came, all right, Mother, whatever you say, I will accept. I said, not that. From your heart, you have to say. And he was cured. For your information, he was cured. So do not have any extreme ideas. They are all in there, and they are all one. Only we are fighting, saying, this is mine, that is mine. So this is, I've just hinted at this center because I think that's a very important center, as I have discussed with the boy about all these Abraham, Moses and all the Old Testament, which is so important, how Christ is the one who stays there, who crucified himself, make a path for us, why his crucifixion was necessary. So I'll spend more time on that later on. I hope you'll make it convenient to come again, and I hope we'll get a better hall. They are feeling very warm here. Thank you very much.
जय श्री माता जी। கண்கள் மூடி சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி கண்களை திறந்து ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி இன்றைய தியானத்துக்கு நன்றியை கூறுவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி இன்றைய தியானம் அளித்ததற்கு நன்றி தாயே. நாங்கள் தெரிந்தோ தெரியாமலோ ஏதாவது தவறு செய்திருந்தால் தயவு செய்து எங்களை மன்னியுங்கள் தாயே. நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி குண்டலினி உயர்த்தி பந்தன் போட்டுக்கொள்வோம்.